Welcome back, everybody, to Facetious. On today's show, Mike and I and a guest join me to discuss Hurricane Matthew, second presidential debates, New York Comic-Con, and a whole lot more. All this and more on Facetious number 42. All right, let's get it in. Welcome back, everybody, to Facetious number 32. It was recorded on Monday, October 10th, 2016, approximately 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am very happy to be one of your hosts today. I'm Larry, a.k.a. Bluemanrule. I am joined, as usual, by my dog, my dude, my main Damie, Mike, a.k.a. Scarfinger, a.k.a. Real Talk. What's up, dog?
What's going on? Man, I'm just out here cooking, in the kitchen, whipping up them cookies, bro.
In the kitchen with them cookies. That's what's up. And now we are joined by my main dude. He's been with us since, I don't know, man, prove your point number 4. It's my dude, none other from, he's from Jacksonville himself. He just endured the storms, none other than Jimmy, a.k.a. the AceBlack. What's up, dog?
Forza Horizon 3 is the best game you ever played. What's up, y'all?
Man, he came in already getting boost from Scar. It don't take Scar to dislike much, though. I mean, that's just kind of how he is. He doesn't really like too much. So, but Ace, man, tell us if you can, man, how was it getting through the hurricane, bro?
It wasn't fun, I could tell you that. One of the biggest major thing was the power, man. The power was out for a lot of people for like a couple of days, and we're talking like maybe for some people, power is still out. Mine was out for like 2 nights, man. And granted, that wasn't a long time, but you never know how much you miss electricity until your power's out. And
right,
bruh, let me tell you,
bruh.
Power was out here. The power was out here from 2 nights ago, from 7 p.m. to 11 the next morning. You don't realize how much you depend on electricity, not just for like the normal stuff, but just your for something to do.
Right. Do internet, games, like your phone charging, everything, bro.
And our phone.
Right. Luckily for me, I charge my phone, and my phone has a pretty big battery in it because I got a big phone. But yeah, bro, that was hard. So I can't imagine being out for 2 days.
Bro, we was out from 2 o'clock that Thursday till 9 o'clock that next evening, and with kids, man. And not only that, man, thank goodness we didn't get grocery because all our food would have spoiled. So we had to go out and find something to eat and go from there. But it was rough, man. But it finally came back on, and there's some people who were still without power. The whole block, every store was out. Winn-Dixie, everything was out. So we had to go way to the west side just to get something to eat. It was crazy.
Man,
you from the South? Winn-Dixie? I ain't heard of Winn-Dixie.
We got Winn-Dixie.
Right. Yeah, that's South side for real, man. But so for folks that aren't aware, it's as if it's not as if, it looks as if the hurricane itself actually there are so many hundreds dead in Haiti right now. I was looking at an article in New York Times, and all this stuff is linked in the show notes. But they have quite a few people. They have about 11 people dead in North Carolina, and nearly 900 people in Haiti have lost their lives due to this hurricane.
We lost 2 just in this immediate area.
Wow, really?
The store, we got like a piece, like the edge, like it was. We lost at least 2 people that we know of.
Wow.
Dang, man.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like the next day we just drove around just to see what everything looked like. Man, it looked like Fallout 3. When I say people's trees was uprooted, people's trees didn't hit houses, there was debris all in the streets. Some of the power lines and the actual traffic lights came on the streets. It was ridiculous. It was bad, man. And right now, 2 of my coworkers are still without power right now.
Man, that's crazy, man.
There's people around here without power. Right in front of my cousin's house, a tree went down and it brought down a power line.
That's dangerous, man. Especially with all that water around. Like, man, that current can flow through that water, man, with quickness.
Yeah, and it was a lot of flooding. Flooding. There's this little like underpass thing, which is across the bay, and it just goes under. There's a little walk bridge going across it. That whole thing was flooded to the bridge. Like it was It was crazy. And then of course, you know, this video of white people jumping into it. But
man, I think
yeah, it's crazy. And I didn't even get, like I said, all we got was we got wind and rain. We didn't even get like the real heavy winds that Ace got, and we didn't get nowhere close to the type of rain that he got.
Here's the thing, though, man. There were certain areas that's supposed to evacuate, and we didn't have to. They just said if you want to, you could, but we just went ahead and rolled it out because I got a brick home. But when I tell you, this was our first official hurricane that we were actually in. I mean, we've had hurricanes just brush up against Jacksonville, but we were like the eye was near the coast. When I tell you the winds outside wasn't joking, I actually got scared. And then we sustained a little damage in my office, man, because a little bit of water came up because that water was just like the wind was blowing the water inside the door, just completely flooded the front portion of my door near my office. So we had to clean that up. But everybody was sustained some type of damage. If a tree didn't hit their house, a tree came close. If it didn't come close, they got water damage in their house. It's ridiculous, man. But this was the first official hurricane we was actually in that actually Jacksonville was close to the eye. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it was scary.
Man, shoot, I don't doubt it, bro. I don't doubt it, man. I was looking, and the article stated that the winds when they hit, I think it was one of the Carolinas, North Carolina. The winds were at 75 miles an hour, and it requires 74 miles an hour to be measured as a hurricane. But in Haiti, when it hit Haiti at 145 miles an hour.
Gosh, dog, man.
So imagine what it did there, and what it did in the Carolinas, and imagine how it is in Haiti, a less developed country with less firm structures out there. Like, man, it's crazy. Like,
see, just 75 miles per hour scared me. I can't imagine 140. Man,
I mean, that's almost twice the amount, bro. Seriously, it's almost twice the amount of wind force and shear, and that's crazy. I can't imagine that, but it's good to know you're okay, Ace. But yeah, so a lot of prayers seriously going out to a lot of people, because a lot of folks lost their lives, lost their homes. They may have lost someone close to them. So, a lot of prayers going up for that. And
I know a couple of people lost their cars, B.
Wow. That's tough, man. Because then what do you do for work? Unless you got flood damage for your car, how's that going to work out?
And this Virginia, you got to have separate flood coverage. So like your normal insurances don't cover floods at all.
Right. Well, generally, and I'll tell you, coming from auto insurance itself, normally acts of God aren't covered. And if they consider it an act of God, well, then, hey, you're just out of luck, which is a shame, because that's the whole reason insurance is there. If something unexpected happens, and being on those coastal cities, you can kind of expect that more than you can in somewhere like Oklahoma that's inland, right? You can't expect that there. Mm-hmm. So I would think it should be covered, but it's not necessarily the case. But you know what we need, though? We need more people like a couple of the NFL Washington R's players. So Pierre Garçon and Ricky Jean-Francois, both are Haitian descent. They're making the trip from the team. They're flying to Haiti to deliver supplies for relief efforts, and they're not sure how much money they're going to spend or how many supplies they're going to donate. But instead of just donating their money, because these guys are millionaires, right? They're actually going to Haiti because they have ties to the island nation. They're actually going there and help distribute the supplies, which I think is great.
Usain Bolt said he's donating 10 mil.
Oh, for real?
Wow,
man.
10 mil to Haiti.
That's crazy, man.
That's something.
I'm like, running real fast gets you 10 mil to donate. Like,
hey, running real fast and then looking good, right? Because then you can be a spokesman for anybody. Like, that's the whole point, right?
10
just
million,
excel and then keep your body fit. That's all you really got to do. But yeah, man. But that's great that he has that to donate and that he's going to donate that. It's great to see people doing that, because.
Man, I had this joke on. Man, I had this joke on Twitch stream. I was watching a Twitch stream, and this joker said, "Man, I'm in South Carolina. The hurricane ain't that bad." Man, I sent him that map. I said, "You see that word that says Jacksonville?" He's like, "Yeah, that's me." He's like, "Oh, oh man." I said, "That's me. That's me right there. I'm in Jacksonville, bro."
And it's all about perspective.
I was that close. I was like, man.
Yeah, it's all about perspective, man. Like, other people's perspective are different, right? And Oh man, that's gonna lead me a little later when we get to talking about these political debates, man. But
we normally get the edge. Like normally when the hurricanes come through, they usually hit Florida and then kind of curve up and away. So we normally get the edge. So we when we look at hurricanes, like, okay, I prepared, nothing. Until Isabel happened. I think Isabel was like 01. But Isabel hit us, and when Isabel hit us, she was a 3. She
really
did damage. Like, I mean, real damage. And she was a 3. And also, it showed up on my birthday. But
even nature don't like your birthday. It ain't just me. It ain't just your boy.
So yeah, so I can't imagine like what would have happened if Matt actually would have came through.
Right. It's crazy.
Matt Florida so much. He was trying to loop around and come back.
Right. Was he really? Yeah, because I saw that he when if you were looking at the map, it kind of went up and then it exited off the East Coast this way. And they were reported like Sunday at 2, like out that way and then leaving. I didn't know it was trying to swoop back around. I mean, I had no clue. I don't know how them winds work out there. But let me give a shout out to these boys in the chat, man. LaidBack for life. Man, everything's good. And your boy Simpson is up in there. He wants to know what's going on.
Simpson.
Yeah, and he says, Scar, he needs to know if Scar got those hurricane-inspired cookies. So orange and yellow.
No, let me tell you, the hurricane messed up a batch of cookies. I was making a batch of cookies for my sister when the power went out.
That's bogus,
I was making a batch of cookies and I had to mix the rest of it by hand, and then the cookies just came out all bad. I mean, I was able to salvage enough to give my sister, but they did not come out very good at all.
Man, you know, I hate that. I'm happy my cookies were done. You took a picture of my cookies and posted them up, man. They look good, Scott. They look good. I can't wait to get them.
I put in work that day. That was, you know what? Those 3 batches were that took damn near 6 hours.
What?
6 hours. Man.
I want to make sure that when I make some cookies for somebody, I put everything I got into it. I don't want to do it halfway. I want to make sure that you get. I want to make sure you get more than what you paid for.
Right. Nah, man, they look fantastic, man. That is a long time in the kitchen because my wife, she get upset when I ask her to make waffles. Like she's standing over the waffle iron for like 45, 50 minutes. She's like, that's why I don't want to make
I'm just starting out. So at the beginning, my name is my name. Like,
right.
You know,
no, I hear you, bro. You got to get that brand image where you want it.
Shout out to my Wired people.
Right. But hey, so what you rocking today?
Y'all have seen The Wire, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit. I've seen season 1, way down in the hole. And
you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't then because I had to stop watching, man. It was way too many MFers being thrown around.
Hey, man, you gotta send a brother some of them cookies, man. Them things look so good.
Don't they though?
I mean, he had 3 plates. What did 3 plates? I was like, man,
3 plates.
It was 3 different. He asked for 3 different kinds, even though I told him to choose from 2. He told me, so yo, can brother get some butter rum cookies? I'm like, come on, dog. Like I told you,
butter rum, though.
I told you to choose. I said, choose some extra cookies from the other 2 you already damn chose. And he told me, so can a brother get a different kind?
I'm just saying, it was out there. It was out there, you know. So I was like, you know, what we talking about, boo boo? I mean, can I get some extra cookies?
What's so wrong with you? Y'all crazy, man.
So that's where I was at. But yeah, man. So Simpson said, can he get some black walnuts matter cookies? That's what he wants.
Black walnuts matter. I mean, you had to go to Ben and Jerry to get that.
That's what he was talking about. He was talking to me earlier. He said you need to call it the Ben and Jerry's dedication and just have it a black walnuts. So No, man. I'm looking forward to it, y'all. I can't wait till the cookies make it. I'm gonna be taste testing them on air. It's gonna be all good. And I already told Scar when the potluck comes around, when potluck season comes around for the office potlucks, y'all need to get on it because I'm getting on it. I'm gonna be buying like four dozen just to take to the potluck. That's just what I'm doing because that's how.
Go ahead, bro. I got you.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what was that?
Mm.
Did he just start talking?
I don't hear him either. Do you hear him? Uh-oh.
I know my internet is bad right now, but I wasn't expecting his to be.
He literally went, ah.
All right, so while we waiting on him, we still live. What did you do during the storm to try to pass the time?
Man, let me tell you. We was gonna play some board games, but ain't had none. So we played cards for a little bit. Then we started talking about our childhood a little bit. Then from
wait. You said you had your people there, right?
Yeah, we had some people here. And then we just talked a little bit, just played cards a little bit, man. But when the lights went out, that's when we was kind of like, all right, man, what y'all want to do now? Oh, let's just light some candles. Then we sat outside for a little bit, which was actually pretty cool because it was breezy because that's when the winds calmed down. But man, when it was just straight pitch black, it was like, hey, well, y'all wanna go back inside? It's like, well, we can go back inside. So we went on big inside. But from that point, man, we just talked, and that was pretty much it, man. But
y'all gotta be when it goes pitch black, and after all the rain and stuff, you gotta worry about them mosquitoes, though.
Bro, it was black. Like I couldn't even see my hand. I mean, there was light, but it was like that video game light. It wasn't like that. It was still dark. It was like, man, it was dark. It looked like Resident Evil. So we just went on back inside, and that was about it, man.
Yeah, I took when the power went out here, and I was just sitting here because I live with my cousin, so I didn't necessarily have like all of the stuff I would have had at home, like the candles and all that kind of stuff. So I was really just sitting here in the dark. So I took an Instagram picture of like, this is what I'm looking at right now. So I just picked my camera up, I snapped a picture, and it is pitch black. Like there was just nothing to see. Nothing, dude. Actually, you know what? I started playing Lifeline 2. That's how I passed a little bit of the time.
Man, I couldn't play nothing because my phone died, and my wife's phone was the only phone worker. So we just saved that bad boy. Said, don't go on Facebook. Don't text nobody. Just save that phone. Don't do nothing. That's all we got. So.
No. Airplane that bitch. Like, that's what you're going to have to do.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, that's true. You got to put it in airplane mode. You got to turn off the GPS. You got to turn off the Wi-Fi. You got to turn off Bluetooth. You got to turn off everything.
And every restaurant, I mean, fast food, you name it, line round the corner. And when we went to Taco Bell, them jokers said every order that we've taken has been over $40. Every single one. I said, y'all making y'all money today.
Wait.
Yes, Taco Bell.
So you ain't had no power. So that means that your hot water heater won't work in. And you went to a place so you can blow your ass out.
Hey, at least the stew's still flush, man. At least, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole.
Yeah, it flushed. It flushed, but you can't clean unless you got some wipes.
That's why you buy it when you ain't got to worry about the dishes. You can just throw them away. You know what I mean? So, and that's crazy, man. Taco Bell, though, like, that's crazy. Here's my thing. Like, if I'm gonna spend that much money, bro, let me step it up a level. Let me go to a casual dining place. If I'm gonna spend $40 on a meal,
those lines gonna be long. Those lines gonna be long too.
I know, but you're gonna summarily get quite amount of food, or maybe relatively speaking, the quality of food will be a little bit higher, right? So
here's the thing, though. Nobody was dining in. You had to get it to go everywhere. Nobody was doing the dining.
Of course not. I'm sorry. I broke away a little bit a second ago, guys. I guess I wasn't moving my mouse, but my PC went to sleep. So because I really wasn't touching my mouse, so that was on me. So I apologize for that. But Scar, what shirt you rocking today? I don't know if you heard me when I said that earlier.
Oh, I got the Keep Calm, I Got This with the PlayStation controller on it.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Nice.
Ace, what hat is that you wearing, man? I mean, I'm just saying.
Man, it's an old Citizens hat from my last job, man.
Sitting over there looking like you about to run a 40.
All right.
He got to turn it. He got to turn it backwards when he put his Under Armour on.
Stand up in the mirror and take a selfie.
There's been that episode is iconic, boy. Y'all too, man.
Gotta get him a backwards Kango.
No, man, but so what I'm rocking today.
Yo, but still, yo, while we still on that subject, did you see how much weight your boy lost?
Yeah, they said that that he might be sick, man.
Yeah, man. Something, I don't know.
He tried to make it seem like he was eating healthier and all that other junk. No, that nigga got that. That nigga got that Luther.
Right, he say he got that Luther. So if y'all haven't known, then what it is Bishop Eddie Long is the guy we're referring to, and he used to be a big guy. He served a stint in prison. Did he not? Did he not serve a stint in prison? Anyway, he's a big guy, really big preacher, and now it just looks like he thinned out quite a bit. Like, it is kind of scary how thin the man got. Yeah, so it's a little crazy. But if you want, you can go ahead and Google older pictures of him, Eddie Long, EDDIELONG, and then Google newer pictures of him, and it looks like a completely different cat. So
yeah, it's not the same, man. Oh man,
it's crazy. Bruh. Yeah, it's really crazy. But yeah, so today I'm rocking my N7, my hoodie, because I feel like Luke Cage. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Luke Cage.
Yeah, Luke Cage.
I finished watching Luke Cage and it was off the chain, son. Like, man.
Bro, I watched all the way up through the last episode that first day.
The first day?
And I woke up.
Yeah, I did too.
I woke up and watched the last episode.
All right, so somebody out there tell me, please, Simpson, LaidBack, y'all tell me, how is it that you can go through a show in a day? 13 episodes of 45 to 50 minutes.
I was off all week, so.
I ain't got no job. I was at my girl's house. She was at work. I ain't no job. What else is I gonna do?
Bro, but it's like a good cookie. You gotta savor it. You can't just blast through the whole pack of cookies.
No,
like you gotta.
That's how you do these. No, that's how you do these Netflix shows, bro. You blast through it so you can watch it again.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, y'all. So y'all actually watch it again? I rarely go back and watch shows again. Like, I think Daredevil, I went back and watched again just so I can get my wife to like it, just so Lisa could get up on Daredevil, and she loved Daredevil. So
you need to rewatch Jessica Jones so you can adjust yourself.
You want me to vomit on my floor? You gonna pay for me to get the bleach to clean up my floor? No, thank you, man. I'm cool.
I didn't like Jessica Jones either. You like Jessica Scar?
I did not like it at first, but when the villain got introduced, it made it so much better. So much better when the actual villain showed up.
Now I concur with that because David Tennant was really the only reason I was watching.
Yeah, that joke was off the chain.
I'll give you that.
And once he got there, he made the show. He was like Eddie Murphy in Mulan and Shrek. Like, he made that show interesting.
I hear you. He did. David Tennant did a marvelous job.
LaidBack said he can't watch a show twice. Do you know how many times I've watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, bro?
Well, see, that's the problem. You watching Buffy in the first place.
I used to do a Buffy marathon yearly.
Gosh, dog, I ain't never did that.
Yeah, like, man. So this dude Simpson said that he can't watch a whole day, but he did crunch on Narcos, and I've never seen Narcos.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard good things.
I've heard good things as well. I'm just not. I don't know. I guess it's just not for me. I
watch too much YouTube to be spending all my time on Netflix.
I don't understand why we spend so much time on YouTube. YouTube. It's just a collection. Like I spent an hour and 45 minutes on YouTube today watching the debates from last night. But otherwise, like I'm generally.
I don't even know why.
YouTube to me is like a drive-through restaurant. I'm in and out. I get what I need and I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boom. Let me get that number 6, supersize. Let's go. Like, that's it.
Man, the only time I'm on YouTube is looking at tech stuff. That's it. I mean,
right.
Anything.
I watch I watch a lot of Let's Plays of games I can't afford right now. So
or if I want to just, if I'm not going to play a game and I just want to find out the story, that's it.
Right. And there been
man, I watched this this KOTOR retrospective on Revan and Bastila that was off the chain.
Oh, here we go. We talking about KOTOR again, man. I still haven't finished it. I don't even want to, but I've been spoiled. So, I mean, I still haven't finished it. And I probably won't until they add in.
You say you've been spoiled, so you know the twist?
Yeah, it's native controller support. I actually knew the twist before I was officially revealed the twist, just by thinking about it. So, but it's all good. It's all good, man. So, but hey, I want to talk about a little something. You know, since we have our resident Microsoft fan in the building. Okay, so this week we had Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer was being interviewed with GameSpot, and they were asking him specifically about the PS4 Pro and how Sony's particular method of attacking the marketplace, and saying, do you guys kind of feel? How do you kind of feel about that? And then it kind of trailed off a little bit into game reviews, and Phil Spencer got to talking about, it's kind of weird how people review our games versus Sony's games. And he mentioned a few games by name, but he was saying, Recore, we never sold it as a AAA title. He was like, yeah, we probably should have gone back and looked at how we marketed that thing a little bit. But Forza Horizon 3, which is a really great game, he was saying, how you gonna rate it a 4 out of 10? It's like, hey, you may not like a racing game, but as far as a racing game is concerned, it's pretty good. It's way better than a 4 out of 10, and I completely agree. And he was just iterating what we've been saying for a while, since I think the last time we had on Proof Report 100, man. Fair facts, dog. Like if look at Scar, look at his face. The point is this: if you're gonna be critical on one aspect, on item A, and item B is in the same industry, you have to be just as critical, man. It's unfair and it's imbalanced to be hypercritical of one and not the other, especially when you consider yourself a media outlet. Now, if you're not considering yourself media, it's a completely different thing. But if you are calling yourself media and getting media passes and doing all the media things, then you need to be fair and you need to be legitimate. Dishonest scales is something that's really not good. So, that's all I'm saying, and I'm really glad Phil Spencer said it. Go ahead, Scar. What don't you like about it? Because I'm gonna read people exactly what he said.
Okay, so y'all know how I feel about game reviews in the first place. I stopped paying attention to game reviews when I started listening to podcasts. I'd much rather listen to some of my favorite people talk about their experiences as opposed to reading someone else's score. Through like podcasts and stuff like that, I learned to trust Jeff Gerstmann.
Right.
And that type of thing, because the way he talked about games is the same way I thought that I thought about the games in general.
Right.
So I learned to trust him. I never cared that much about his score. I really wanted to know about what was his experience playing this game. And that translated into me looking into it the same way with the other people that I podcasted with, friends, and just other people just in general that I trusted. And then Gamergate happened and said, this is stupid. No one should care about this, but people really care about this. And I knew that I was right to be out of all of it. I knew I was right just to be, I'm out. And so I don't care about game reviews at all. Game reviews I don't think game reviews matter as much as they used to.
Not anymore.
No one is saying. Because the difference between me and a lot of people is I'm the informed consumer. Mm-hmm. So I'm not the typical person that goes to GameStop just saying, okay, how good is this game? I know how good the game is before I walk in the door. And I know whether the game is for me before I walk in the door. And I'm only going in there and say, give me Gears of War. And I'm not going there and say, how is Gears of War? So I guess that makes me different. But at the end of the day, like, I realized through time that I never needed game reviews. I just want somebody to tell me about their experience. How was your experience? What happened to you while playing this game? And this stuff, even the fact that he has to say this at all is stupid. It's stupid.
It's not stupid.
Like,
it's not stupid. That's where we disagree.
This is where we diverge. It's dumb because, well, look, no matter what he says, your machine is considered the inferior of the machines.
That's the thing.
And no matter what you say, no matter what you say or what you do, you're not going to change that until you have what can be looked at as the superior system. Once the Pro comes out, and it's not that much better than the S, and then the Scorpio comes out, then you have some room to talk. But from the beginning of this cycle up until now, you have the quote unquote inferior machine. So it doesn't matter what your scores look like. The only thing that matters is right now they have the mind share. You don't. Everything they come out with is going to be the greatest thing ever. Yeah. And no matter what you do, whether I just hate the Xbox, or I think the Xbox is inferior, or if I just don't like Microsoft in general, because of course people don't like Microsoft, like, you're not going to get a fair shake. The only thing you can do is put out good, consistent products, and the market will come to you.
And here's the thing, Blue. I'm saying he had to say that out of frustration because he's tired of being known as like the weaker console or being the more inferior when it comes to the game, the media bias. But it's not going to change. I mean, he could say everything. What's going to change, what's going to even cause a statement, is the Scorpio. That thing has got to make a statement. That thing's got to come out there and obliterate everything that happened in 2013. And I'm still under the impression that it's going to come out with a game that we ain't going to expect. That thing has got to come out saying, this is it. Here's your freaking power. This is what you want. Because everything he says right now, man, even though it might be looked at as, oh, go Phil, you finally say something. That was just frustration. He's just tired of the media bias, but it's not going to mean a thing. That mind share is there. The Scorpio is the exclamation point. That's the one that's got to make a statement. I'm not saying what they're doing right now. They don't need to stop. They got to keep doing what they're doing because they're making money.
I'm going to tell you what they need to do. This is what they need to do. Hold on. No. Real quick.
Okay, you go and then I'll go because I got
with the Scorpio. What they should do with the Scorpio, if you really want to kick Sony in the teeth,
okay,
that this is 4K native, 8K compatible. Shut it all down.
Yeah, that'll shut it down.
Yeah. Because people are talking about. I was watching on YouTube. People are talking about 8K already. Like, bro, we ain't even got a 4K TV yet.
Man, they were talking about 8K 2 years ago.
Do you not think that?
I mean, I know they've been talking about. They've been talking about it. I mean, I know that they've been talking about it, but it hasn't been a big deal. It's Microsoft can push the issue by making 8K the big deal. Be like, yeah, we can do 4K. That's native, whatever. But we can do 8K. Handle 8K on the Scorpio. Bam, get some.
That's a statement.
Well, I think honestly, 4K at higher frame rate will actually cap it off because even with the PS4 when the PS4 Pro does upscales to 4K, it may not be able to pull 60. So I think at a higher frame rate would actually, with the 4K, would really seal it, because then at 8K, then you're talking about adopting new technology in TVs and displays in order to display it. But you don't need a better display to show them frames. So, but that's my thought. But here's the thing. Here's the problem. Let me talk about. No, I'm just going to read real quick, 2 quick paragraphs what Phil said, and then I'll say why it's a problem. Okay, so here's Phil regarding Recore and the bats and the kind of its reception. On the reviews, honestly, I thought some of the views were a little harsh in terms of their view on the game. But for us inside, again, I feel really proud to have the character, the story, gameplay style, and the partnership with Armature and Inafune-san as part of our portfolio. I didn't try to tell anybody that it was a 10. I think we knew, as with any games, that there are certain things, if we started from the beginning and we knew what we get, there's a couple of things we would have done slightly differently. but we're proud of how the game ended up. And I think 7, 8, 9, like anywhere in there is fine. 3 or 4. I mean, somebody gave Forza Horizon 3 a 4. I think there's certain reviews that are written more to get clicked on than they actually reflect the quality of the game. And that kind of bums me out. Okay, so here's the problem. Why it's a problem, Scar. I agree with you. It's not the reviews themselves that actually really hurt the games, right? It's the tenor of the conversation. It's the tenor of the conversation that's put out.
It's the hurt ass gamer reviewers that the problem is.
But even though, and I agree with you, I mean, that plays into it, but, you know, people speak out of anger, they speak out of emotion a lot of times, but the problem is that shapes the conversation. So for the person who isn't really highly invested in this thing like we are, all they hear is from other people who are popular, and they hear it from more mass media sources, not from the people who are really informed. What are they hearing from the mass media sources? Well, it's not really very good, and it's coloring their disposition, and that's the problem. That's why it's an issue. Not the fact that I don't care if anybody wins or loses. I don't care. I just want it to be competitive, period. But I want, when people say things, I want it to be fair and equally judged the same way as it is on Sony, as it is for Microsoft, as it is for Nintendo. I want them all to be judged the same. The products would be different. The quality would be different. At least take your judgment criteria and make it the same. That's what I'm talking about. Because then, now the conversation is genuine and honest.
But but just in general, people aren't like that. It's the reason why we have Donald Trump. Like, that's right. I mean, that's just in general, people just aren't that way. People aren't about fairness. Like, you know, if all things were fair, like, we would have better candidates for president we have right now.
Right.
And when you take that into account, something that's supposed to be fun. We lost that. We lost the fun aspect of video games in the 360 era. Like we completely abandoned. We completely abandoned fun, and we decided to take sides. And by taking sides, we completely ruined our enjoyment of this thing that's supposed to be enjoyable. That's the reason why I had to divorce myself from the term gamer. I don't want to be associated with you idiots.
Listen, look, here's the problem.
And the thing is, man, this generation has been not about games, it's just been about power. That's it. It's been about power. Right. And that's why some developers, they hate that the first question come out of the actual interviewer's mouth, what's the resolution? And they're like, what's the resolution? It's just,
and we talked about this on the show before. Like, we've been so focused on power that this generation hasn't been about innovation at all.
None.
Like all of these games, all of these games that came out could have been on the previous generation. They may not have looked as great, but the majority of these games could have been done previously at a lower resolution, and we're not getting the innovation in actual concepts and story and gameplay that we should have gotten with a new generation.
Right.
We have just been so worried on frames and resolution and all of this other nonsense that doesn't matter. Like, resolution doesn't really matter that much. Art style matters more than resolution does. Like I said, one of my favorite games ever is Borderlands. About it is resolution based. Like, it's
resolution.
You know, that's art style. That's art style. That art style carried it through 3 games.
Because it matched the tone.
Say what you want about the third, but
right.
It's still, I still haven't played it yet. I bought it and I still haven't played the pre-sequel.
It's probably a sign, bro.
No, don't play that.
Probably a sign, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on, because you're talking about the debates, and I want to show some people this here. So this is the picture that we have in the Daily Oklahoma today, and they walking away, and it's just so much disdain and just disgust on both of their faces, and that's pretty much how the entire match, the shooting match of the entire debate went. So for everyone who's interested, I'm going to give you just my quick take. I'm not even going to go into the debate much. It was terrible to listen to and watch. Yeah. But New York Times ran a fact check, and a couple of other people have run fact checks, but just type in fact checker. But the New York Times, and there's a link in the show notes. But listen, when they looked at the fact checkers and they ran it, Donald Trump was wrong like 80% of the time. And that's not even an exaggerated number. It's about
I didn't know that.
He was absolutely inaccurate on. And the New York Times actually went through and checked the facts and gave you history and background on why the facts were incorrect or inaccurate. So I'm just telling you, verify with other sources, with outside sources to make sure you know. But listen, man, here's the problem that I have with the debates. Both sides, they both have a tendency to make claims and allegations on the massive stage, and then if they're wrong, then they'll go back and retract or apologize for it later on smaller stage and smaller exposure. But the damage has already been done. You've already misled people out the gate, and it's problematic. So there are a lot of illustrations and Telnaes. I also have this linked in the show notes. Just go take a look at the illustrations from the debate the other night. It has one. It just has a picture of Trump walking around. It's like he's holding 2 buckets of poop, of manure, and it's just like, I'm getting ready for the debates because I'm getting ready to sling it. That's all he's about to do. So, but it actually hits people on both sides.
Then I would guess that would be mud.
No. It would be. It was shit. That is what it was. It wasn't mud because he's getting ready to sling it. That's what he's about to sling. And then also, I don't know if you guys know, but there is a meme out there, a Twitter moment out there about the guy who asked the question about manufacturing workers. His name is Ken Bone. Ken Bone.
Yeah, he's trending. He's trending on Facebook.
He is trending like a mug right now on Twitter, man. They say he's a national treasure. He looks funny. He's wearing a he was wearing a sweater, right? He has on a dress shirt with a tie and a sweater. Now I used to rock that back in school. Simpson and I, we both had the A.k.a. fleece. You know, that's how we used to rock it on Mondays, man. So yeah, so we used to rock it. But it says Kenneth Bone is here to remind you it's sweater weather. So it's just crazy, man. But I watched that part. I watched the whole debate, and man, it's hard to watch, bro. Like the debate's been getting harder and harder to watch. But I just want to throw that out there for you guys.
Hard
you guys
to
have
watch.
anything hard to watch?
Hard to vote.
Bruh, it's hard to watch. It's not hard for me to vote because I already know who I don't want in office. Like, it's real simple.
That's pretty much it. It's
real simple. So I mean, it's not even hard, dog. It's not difficult. But yeah, man. So just everybody do your own research, do your own fact checking, and please stop repeating what you hear in the echo chamber. Make up your own mind, arrive at your own conclusions.
I got you. I could sum this up real completely. I could sum this up real easily.
All right.
Take this election and grab it by the pussy. Like you.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's been the meme for Trump the whole time, because I don't know if you heard what he said, Ace, but that's kind of what he said when referring to another lady. Yeah, man. He said that he did it, not just he said he wanted to, or he said he did, or whatever. But
he said he would. That's how he ran about it. I'm a celebrity, and you know what? You know, she was married, but you know, I just walk up to him, grab him by the pussy.
Right. And it's just like you just think about that. It's like, this man wants to be president? Like, for real?
You know something? I thought about putting a tagline on my cookie website, grabbing by the cookies. But
grabbing by the cookies.
But that was too close because it still matters in that context.
Right.
So I figured I'd stay away from it. I'll say this. Well, first of all, I have not watched any of these debates. Not watch 1 second. I watch clips. Now I will say the clips of him saying "because you'll be in jail" was hilarious. I don't care what nobody say. Whether you like the dude or not, that was the shot. Because I mean, all of my conservative and Republican friends, they all say the same thing. Hillary should be in jail. She shouldn't be running for president. She should be in jail. And that's most of their reasons why they don't want her to win, because she should be in jail. So like him just throwing that shot at her is just like, I know it lit a fire under his base. No matter what he said, like the whole grandmother pussy thing, like it sounds stupid, and like, you know, you could say it's locker room talk. I don't know no locker rooms like that.
Right. Man, hey, that's what me and Simpson was talking about. He was like, Jay, I'm not the most fit guy, but when was the last time Trump looked like he'd been in a locker room? Like, and a locker room since he's been a grown man. Like, in high school, I understand that. I don't understand that in college or any time thereafter. Like maybe college if you're still kind of immature, but like again, even then, like man, a man has to put away childish things at some point.
The problem with this whole election is, all of this is an act by them both because they homies.
Well,
they homies. They've been homies for a very long time. This ain't gonna change that. The rich people don't divorce each other like that. You know what I mean? Like, your rich homies are your rich homies. When this is all over with, no matter who wins, they still gonna be homies. And even though he kept bringing up Bill, and Bill looked like he wanted to punch him in the face, like rich people don't do that. They sue. And then we all go about
Trump sues.
We all
touch me, I'll sue.
Right, and they still when they go about their business, but at the end of the day, all of this is an act for the American people, and no matter who wins, they were both already homies, so it's not going to go that much different. We found out with Obama, like Obama made a whole lot of promises, and then he got to be the president and went, oh,
right,
I can't really do that. I can't really do that. Okay.
Well, can I do this?
All right, then. Yeah. Can I? No.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
That's pretty much the whole Obama presidency, especially with a Republican Congress. Like his whole presidency has been, oh, I shouldn't have promised that because I can't really do that. Like that's what this is about, and that's every campaign. Every campaign makes a whole bunch of promises that. Most cases, like Hillary, people say that Hillary shouldn't be president because she should be in prison, but Hillary is the most overqualified candidate for this job.
I would have to say so, yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
Very, very. Whether you like her or not, like she is overqualified for this, and I don't care what nobody say. I want Bill to be the first lady. I think he's going to be the best first lady. Really? But I mean, just at the end of the day, like anyone who says they're undecided, I don't understand how you exist at this point. Either you want Trump to win or you don't. Like you ain't even got to be for Hillary. Like you got. Do you want him to win?
And you remember last week when you were saying there aren't many people undecided, but they got all the questions from undecided panel right there. Like that's what I was saying, Scar. There are people still undecided. There really are. It amazes me.
I don't understand how anybody can be undecided at this point. It should be very obvious which way you go with this. It's too obvious which way you should go with this. Even if you do want to vote for Trump, like there's no reason for you not to know that you want to vote for Trump at this point. And I don't think grabbing by the pussy is really going to do much. Now, I will say, if the are true, and Pence wants out, that's going to be a problem.
You know what I heard? I heard that, but after that stuff came out, that everyone was going to pressure Trump to secede his nomination to Pence.
But he's not going to do that. He too proud and he too full of himself to back away. He already said even if he loses, he's not going to concede.
Yeah,
right.
He's gonna do a Bush. He's gonna do a Bush where he's just going to roll this thing out until he wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Again, if I don't know, like I said, look, people have their own political views. I just don't see how you can think that man is good for America in any sense of the word. So that's just it.
The only reason, like I said, the only reason why I know a lot of the people that I know that care about Trump instead of Hillary is because they have such a disdain for Hillary, not that they have that much reverence for Trump. Right. And it's either they hate Hillary so much or they think that politicians have ruined this country and they want an outsider to come in just to do something different. Those are the two main reasons why my conservative friends are rolling with Trump. Right. And to be honest, I'm not one of those people that said that that unfollow a whole bunch of people, start blocking people because they care about Trump. I just look at it like, you know, this isn't going to lessen my opinion of you. Get a ton of side eyes if he wins.
I'm just gonna say it does lessen my opinion of you because a lot of the things he stands for violate my personal principles. So yeah, it does. I'm not even gonna lie and hold it back. It does. I mean,
he filed for bankruptcy. Last I checked, you can't bankrupt the country. So that's, you ain't gonna do that, bro.
Right. Well, he filed for bankruptcy. How many times? 4. So
more than 3.
Said 6. Hillary said 6. He said 4. Let's just go with an average and say 5. Right? That's a lot of times for bankruptcy, bro.
One of his tax returns had a $900 million loss.
But you know what that did for him? Ultimately, that made it to where he didn't owe taxes for the next couple of years.
That's
like that's what that did. So therefore, like, was it a smart move? So, and I bet you he would probably.
I think it is. I think it is smart. But I think he name checked somebody as far as paying taxes. What's his name? What's his name? The other rich dude. What's his name?
What do you mean?
He name checked somebody, dude, and he tried to say that very rich dude didn't pay taxes either, and he was like, I pay my taxes. Yeah. Buffett was like, I pay my taxes. Receipts, bitch. Like, he was like,
and Buffett is the one. And I actually heard him say it before Hillary actually said it last night, but he said there's no reason I should pay less in taxes than my secretary who makes way less than I do. And so Buffett has always been the person who's always made that money and always been about, look here, man, I don't pay enough in taxes. Like, it's not fair. It's inequitable. But you know what? People gonna say, well, life ain't fair. I know it, but life and taxes are 2 different things, buddy. 2 different things. So
big time.
But anyway, let's move on because we're all comic book nerds here. And New York Comic Con just went down. And let me tell y'all, the Marvel's panel, day 4, you guys need to check that out because the Black Panther panel started off. Look here. First of all, it is the 50th anniversary of like Black Panther, which I was not aware of. 50, bro. 50. I was not aware. I was not ready for that. And they had what is his name? Ta-Nehisi Coates. He was there. And then Christopher Priest. Ta-Nehisi. I'm sorry. I didn't know how to pronounce his name because they actually didn't pop up the actual text.
I only know it because of
Twib.
Them talking about him on the Levitar.
Yeah. And so he was there, and then Christopher Priest was there, and then a couple of other writers and artists of Black Panther over the years was there, and who was it? It wasn't Reverend Run from DMC. It was somebody else from Run DMC that was there, and it was cool because everybody was it just DMC? Huh? Yes. It was
DMC because they're the only 2 that's left alive, right?
Right. Exactly. So it was just him there because I know what Reverend Run looks like, and it wasn't Reverend Run. So anyway, that's who was up there, and there was a lot of people up there, man, and they were just talking about the influences and how. And man, Black Panther is really, really cool, and he really was written to make a statement. Especially Christopher Priest's run. His run was phenomenal, dude, and he said he's written Batman before, and he was like, Marvel doesn't really have a Batman, so when he wrote Black Panther, and I have the whole volume collection. Like, when he wrote Black Panther, he wrote it as Marvel's Batman, and he was black, and he was like, that was awesome. I didn't even know Christopher Priest was black because I'd never seen him until this panel. It's really phenomenal panel, man. You guys need to watch it. It's the Comic-Con day 4 on Marvel side, and it's the first hour. Christopher
Priest sounds like a guy who makes easy listening music in the 80s.
Yeah, of like all of the hot disco music.
He sounds like easy listening music. He sounds like he sang background on Sailing. Like, that's how.
Sound like you could have heard him in the elevator somewhere. But no, it's awesome though, man. So that panel is really, really good. I think they had an announcement. Go ahead.
Is it me or is it Marvel just firing on all cylinders, man?
Man, they killing it right now, bro.
Oh my goodness.
They're killing it. Hey, listen. Okay. So for everyone here, if you haven't watched Luke Cage, I'm just gonna tell you this one part. Your boy Method Man freestyles the hell out of some Luke Cage in that movie.
There ain't no damn freestyle.
Ain't no freestyle. But it is a song. But hey, it went hard.
Was tight though, man.
It went hard. I actually, when I was watching that episode, I was like, all right, I need to listen to that again. So I rewound that and listened to that again. And I was really listening to the lyrics, man. It was legit. Legit.
Just to touch on it, what do you guys think of Iron Fist so far? The trailer.
It looks good.
It's just a teaser. I didn't get enough. It looks interesting.
Really?
I ain't got enough. I ain't got
enough either, but I don't want a lot though. I don't want a lot. But did you get the trailer where you actually saw him kind of fighting? Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I'm cool with that.
You know what I was thinking?
But I don't. But see, me personally, I'm not a real comic book nerd. Like I read some comic books, but I haven't in quite a long time, so I don't know much about Iron Fist. So this is all new for me. Because I ain't know much about Luke Cage. So I knew a little bit about Daredevil. I knew nothing about Jessica Jones. So all of this stuff is brand spanking new to me. And of course I'm interested because, Marvel hasn't had a miss yet. And no matter what y'all think about Jessica Jones, Marvel TV hasn't had a miss since the first half of season 1 of S.H.I.E.L.D. So
right. And even that's way better now because man, Ghost Rider and S.H.I.E.L.D. is killing it right now.
Yes, he is killing it.
He is absolutely destroying right now.
The first half of season 1 was not very good.
Right, but it was the typical Josh, right? You had to get everybody around, you had to build the relationships. It was and everyone was young, and they ended up maturing on the show.
Oh, really? Typical Josh, and then you refuse every time I mention Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You're like, really?
Sorry. Natural reaction. It's a natural reaction. It just happens.
All of this stuff that you're seeing right now, Josh learned that on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And this is why I trust him to do all of this other stuff. I trust Joss Whedon with all my heart. Like it's really like it's a. So I do. I trust Josh because I know where he came from, and everything that he's done since is an evolution of the base that he built. And it was such a strong base over the course of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I appreciate Joss Whedon on a level that most people can't.
So help me out here, Blue. The Defenders, I don't know much about them.
Okay.
Does that consist of Daredevil, Luke Cage, and who else?
Okay, now
Daredevil,
great
Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones. Sometimes
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, there's a few of there's a few other people that come in and out, but
and Beast.
And this is the core group. As they're working with now, this is the core group.
Yeah, exactly. And Scar's right. That is the core group. So the 4 shows that you're gonna see, Punisher withstanding, are gonna be your Defenders.
Okay.
So Luke, Daredevil, Jessica, and Iron Fist. And look here, March 2017 is shaping up, gentlemen. Can I just say this? Because we both gonna be hype about it because our hour is almost up, gentlemen. But look, March 2017, we are going to have, rumors are, Mass Effect will release 2 days before my birthday, March 21st, in March 21st, 2017, and 4 days before that, on March 17th, The Defenders drops on Netflix. So listen,
I'm already gonna be finished. Well, I'm already gonna be finished with Defenders by the time Mass Effect comes out, so I'm already.
4 days. You hear that? He's already committing to watching the whole thing in 4 days. Listen, but the Defenders looks great, man. The second I saw the Iron Fist clip and I saw the way he was fighting, I'm like, oh man, him and Daredevil together and Elektra in a room, done.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely done. And Jessica throwing stuff and Luke, clotheslining people through walls. Like, man, it's gonna be ridiculous.
And from what I'm hearing, they're going to do my boy Punisher good. They're going straight from the comics on this one. They're bringing in Micro. They're bringing in Jigsaw. That's going to be nice.
And did you guys hear who's going to portray the villain in the Defenders?
I've heard
Sigourney Weaver. Man, look here, man.
Bro.
I don't care. When I was a kid, I had a crush on Sigourney Weaver and Ghostbusters, man. So Sigourney Weaver's all right with me.
Remember her in Aliens? She was tough, boy, in Aliens, boy.
Oh yeah, she was tough, man. Sigourney Weaver's always been a fantastic actress, though. So I am looking forward to seeing. They always get great villains, man. They always get great villains. So I mean, Alfre Woodard was in Luke Cage. I mean, dude, it's just great.
And you know what? As a villain, she did a good job. I'll give her that.
The crazy part about her is she's played two different characters in the Marvel universe, and no one has said anything about it.
Who did she play?
She was the lady that came up to
Iron Man.
Came up to Iron Man in Civil War.
Sure
that
did.
wasn't Alfre. That was I just watched it the other day. It was not.
No, that was her. That was her.
Hold on.
When she's talking about her son, I don't think it was her, bro.
Yes, that was her.
I can't agree or disagree, but I thought it was her. Hold on.
No, I don't think it was her, gentlemen. And because I just watched it. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was her, man. I really don't believe that was her. Yeah. Because I've been watching her since the Isaiah Thomas movie back in the day, bro. Because he was my favorite player. And when they did the movie, she was his mom. So I've been knowing who she is for years and years. But I don't think she was in it. I could be wrong.
Hold on.
You are wrong. I'm trying to told you you're wrong.
I'm just gonna check this out real quick.
I'm looking myself because I thought it was her too.
I don't think it's her, man. I don't think it's her. Just to be honest with you, because it's the lady who came up to him, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it was her, man. It didn't look like her, at least when I saw her. But nevertheless,
nope, he's right. It was her.
Is it really?
Yep.
Is she in there? Yep, she is.
She
Miriam.
was there.
She is Miriam. Yep. I didn't think it was her. I need to go back and look at it then. I just looked at it like 6 days ago. I need to look at it again. Sure do.
I like it that I like it in recent years. You have all of these really strong movie actors, in TV shows and knocking this stuff out of the park.
Yeah.
Because before there was always a division between movie actors, theater actors, and TV actors, and now as an actor you can do anything, and like sometimes you need her to, you know, like how many people could have done what she did in Luke Cage, where she's trying so hard to shed a certain image, but it just keeps following her.
Right. Yeah, you can feel it, man.
Until she, and then the way that she portrays, like when she actually has to embrace it, like how afraid she is of it.
Right, yeah. right. She's continually in denial. Continually in denial.
Yeah, she's continually in denial, but she knows she knows it's in her, and she doesn't want it. But like when she's like trying to deny it, it just gets it keeps getting worse, and then when confronted with it, but then something in her, just a light bulb goes off and was like, I really can't do this, can I? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
but she doesn't actually say it. Like, you can see it through her work. You can see that light bulb go off. Like, oh God, I'm scared. Wait a minute, I can spin this.
Exactly. She's like,
who would y'all give it to right now? Wilson Fisk?
I don't like Emotional Fisk. I never liked Emotional Fisk. I have said from the very beginning. I didn't think he was that bad.
I will say this. I see where you're coming from, but the reason why I liked it so much, you like him and you hate him at the same time. That's what I liked about his character so much.
I don't like Emotional Fisk. I absolutely do not. Never have.
I loved it, man. I loved it. I just did. I mean, because that scene in season 2 where he was talking to Murdoch at the table, you liked him.
Oh yeah.
Him. And it was, I mean, that's just his character. Just
the whole
well.
season 1. The whole season 1, I'm like, who is this imposter? Like, this is not the Kingpin.
Are you serious?
This is not. This is not the Kingpin. The Kingpin is not emo. He's evil.
In the beginning, I would have agreed with you, but his transition to be evil is so well done.
But he was still emo. Like his whole operation got compromised because he got emotional about it.
But yeah, I can see that. But let me say this though. Diamondback was a heck of a villain. But David Tennant was the only reason I finished watching this.
No, he wasn't. Diamondback was not a great villain.
Man, please,
he was good, man. Come on now.
He was like, Luke Cage was like, I loved you like a brother. He was like, Ninja. I love that scene, dog.
He said, like, nigga, I am you. Like he had that look on his face.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that scene. That scene was great. But honestly, David Tennant, though, man, just his mannerisms and just his psychosis that he portrayed from his character was brilliantly done. I honestly think
I personally, I will say, I liked. If we're gonna say that emotional Kingpin was cool, then I say Cottonmouth did it better than him.
Cottonmouth was good. Cottonmouth was very, very good. Like he was really, really good. I liked him a lot.
He did that. I think he did it better than. I think he did that. The way that the character was portrayed was better. It was a better version of the Kingpin. It was a more narrowed version of what the Kingpin was about.
Right.
But they were in what they wanted and how they wanted to accomplish it.
Right. I think, and we're talking about this because we really want everyone, not just because it's a black show. I honestly think it's second only to Daredevil season 1 as far as the shows that they've done thus far. I think Luke Cage is that good for me personally.
It's the best thing they've done so far.
It's very, very good. I just really connected with Matt.
I connected with Matt too, man. It's very good, man. But just Daredevil Daredevil
came in hitting hard.
It hit hard, bro.
Man, it was legit.
And you can't give the character that I don't know his name, the one that played Stick. I mean, everybody just came in strong, bro.
Stick, man, Stick was legit, boy. Stick came in like, it's so great. And so if you hadn't watched Daredevil, I've been trying to tell people if you hadn't watched any of the Marvel shows, Daredevil season 1.
Stick was a total. The whole Stick thing was total bullshit until his explanation of the hand and all of that other stuff.
Really,
in season 2. But the whole thing, okay, you trained me and then you disappeared and then you come back for what now?
Right.
Like, why are you here? Like you needed that part of season 2 in order to explain his very
not fully though, because you knew he was there to really get that package, that delivery. So you knew he was there. You kind of had a sense of finality with that actual portion of it. But yes, overall, to understand the full overarching storyline, yes, season 2 actually put a closing pin in that book. But I hear you. But no, I think it was still just right on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are way over time. Ace got to get up out of here. We are 7 minutes over. Ace, give your shout outs before you head up out of here, man.
Hey, shout out to you guys, man. Thanks for having me on as always. Shout out to Facetious. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there that just went through the hurricane, and I just hope everybody's okay. Just praying for my brothers and sisters out there in Haiti. So shout out to y'all, and shout out to the OFR network. God bless.
All right. My man Scar, shout outs.
Man, just shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to Ace. I'm gonna tell you like Matthew tried to. Bye, nigga. I've been holding on to that for like 15 minutes. But no, so shout out to everybody listening. Like, yeah, everybody in the chat. I know Blue always does the chat and all that kind of stuff. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate y'all checking us out here or whenever you check us out, whether you download it after the fact, watch it on YouTube, whatever you do. Thank you very much, because this is always fun to do every week, and we appreciate y'all appreciating us.
I'm gonna say like Wilson Fisk. We should do this again sometime.
No, we good.
We good. All right, no, for real. Shout outs to Simpson, LaidBack for life, for dropping into the chat with us. Shout outs to Ace for joining us, of course. Thanks, dog. Appreciate it. And Scar still displeased with that. Scar, you can bring on the next guest.
Always, man.
No, I ain't displeased because let's be honest, the only time Forza was brought up was by you. So.
Well, I brought it up too with the field thing, so you know, I got it. But I do love that game. Shout outs to last week. We had DeviousMrMatt on. You guys check that out. Also, shout outs to the 40 cast for their 301. Shout outs to the Merry Gamers who did hit 400 and it's downloaded. So I hope to listen to it tomorrow. And yeah, shout outs to everybody listening, watching, or whatever.
He actually got wifey back on the show, right?
Yes. Kelly jumped on for episode 400 as well. I think he had Edie Sellers as well from Game Hounds. She's very, like, probably one of their most popular guests. Like, she comes back all the time, most frequent, and they're always really good together. So again,
yeah,
shout out.
The story that I tell about my Fallout 3 experience, it was actually Game Hounds that I called into.
Oh, okay.
And that's when that was the show that I called into. It was actually Game Hounds.
Okay, yeah, no, Edie's very, very good, man. She's she's mad cool. But everybody, thank you so much for watching and listening. Get out there and check out those Netflix shows if you hadn't watched them for real. Daredevil, Luke Cage, even Jessica Jones. Check them out and
don't hate.
I said even Jessica Jones. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for listening and watching. We'll be back in your ear again next week with maybe another guest, maybe not. All depends. All I know is sweat season. It's sweat season. Ken Bone for life. All right, y'all. Deuces. Peace out, Warriors.
Peace out to the Warriors.